Okay, so in this short video, the question that I want to address is how will Andrei Belousov, he's the new defense minister in Russia, do as the defense minister? Okay, so there's about 4 different ways that I want to think through this. First, is he a civilian or a military man? He's a civilian, and so that's going to work for him and against him. It's going to work against him in the sense that he doesn't know what he doesn't know yet about the military, and he has to learn the system. But it'll work for him in the sense that Putin is very concerned about his people, his oligarchs, those in important places not having a platform or a fiefdom that they can build on their own. And he's in that kind of category. He has no baggage. So on net, that's a positive for him being successful in this role. Second, he's an economist. He's not a military man. And he's a Keynesian economist, which he thinks that the state can generate demand. And in a peacetime, well, okay. So again, I don't particularly like Keynesians, but let's set that aside. In wartime, I'm not sure that that's going to be a problem that's going to work against him necessarily. His training, his rigorous thinking in the way that he was trained is going to serve him well. He'll be using charts and graphs and stats and all these figures, and he'll be doing it rigorously, very different than the way Shoigu worked. Test 3 is corruption. So corruption is deeply endemic into the system. In fact, one of the hard questions that somebody asked me once was, like a week ago, I put out, like, tell me your hard questions. And one of them was, do their nukes really work? Well, we don't want to find out, but it's a good question whether they're really kept up to speed like they should be, just because of the endemic corruption. And that corruption is all throughout wherever the Soviet Union had touched. And the more European you are, the less it's affecting you, and the more Russian orbit you are, the more it was affecting you, broadly speaking. Okay, so it's deeply cultural. He could make enemies in this process of trying to stamp out corruption, but he'll be protected by Putin as long as he's getting results. If he's not getting results, he might need to worry about things. But my guess is that unlike in Ukraine, where corruption is being exposed, right, and regularly being exposed and shown that this is not good, it'll be like quietly dealt with, if it is dealt with at all. Okay, and then the 4th filter is compared to Shoigu. Like, compared to what will he be successful? Well, compared to Shoigu, they're both loyal. They're both Putin, people who are very loyal to Putin. Shoigu is a good friend, but Shoigu was incompetent, and I think that what we're going to see with Belousov is that he will be very competent, and that's going to be a net negative for Ukraine. I think he can get some progress, but he's going to really run into it with corruption, and that's my assessment of Belousov. I hope that helps you understand who he is, where he's coming from, how he's going to operate, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.